Henry VIII, a name synonymous with power, and dramatic upheaval, remains one of England's most captivating and controversial monarchs, leaving an indelible mark on the nation's history, religion, and culture. Born in 1491 at Greenwich Palace, Henry was the third child of King Henry VII and Elizabeth of York. But his destiny shifted dramatically when his elder brother, Arthur, died unexpectedly in 1502, thrusting the young Henry into the line of succession. Initially groomed for a career in the church, Henry received a rigorous education, mastering Latin, Greek, French, and music, and demonstrating considerable intellectual ability, a stark contrast to the popular image of him as a boorish brute. The accession of his father to the throne in 1485, after years of the Wars of the Roses, had brought a new era of stability and prosperity to England, and Henry VII diligently focused on consolidating his power and securing the Tudor dynasty. Henry VII's financial prudence, however, instilled a cautiousness in the royal treasury, which would later influence Henry VIII's early policies, but also sow the seeds of future fiscal crises. In 1509, at the age of 18, Henry ascended the throne, inheriting a kingdom in relatively good condition, but eager for glory, romance, and the assertion of England's power on the European stage. His coronation was marked by extravagant celebrations and a palpable sense of optimism, with the young king seemingly determined to be a Renaissance prince, embodying both martial prowess and intellectual refinement. Shortly after his accession, Henry married Catherine of Aragon, the widow of his brother Arthur, a politically advantageous match that secured an alliance with Spain and fulfilled a prior agreement between the two countries. Catherine, a princess of Castile and Aragon, possessed a strong character and a devout faith, qualities that initially impressed Henry, but would later become a source of significant conflict. The early years of Henry's reign were characterized by a vigorous foreign policy, with England intervening in various European conflicts, including the Italian Wars, aiming to assert its position as a major power. Henry demonstrated personal courage and martial skill in the battlefield, earning the title of Defender of the Faith from Pope Leo X for his writings against Martin Luther's challenge to the Catholic Church. His focus on military campaigns, however, strained the royal treasury and contributed to growing debts, foreshadowing future economic difficulties. The lack of a male heir to secure the Tudor dynasty became a growing concern as Catherine repeatedly failed to produce a surviving son, fueling anxieties about succession and dynastic instability. The birth of a daughter, Mary, in 1516, initially brought joy, but the lack of a male successor cast a shadow over the royal family and increased the pressure on Catherine to produce a son. As Henry grew older, his desire for a male heir intensified, and he began to question the validity of his marriage to Catherine, especially after the death of a potential male heir in 1527. He convinced himself that his marriage was cursed, arguing that Catherine's prior marriage to Arthur, though brief, constituted a violation of biblical law and rendered him unfit to be king. This belief led him to seek an annulment from the Pope, initiating a series of complex negotiations that would fundamentally reshape the relationship between England and the Catholic Church. Cardinal Thomas Wolsey, Henry's powerful chief minister, initially championed the annulment but ultimately failed to secure it, falling from grace and losing his considerable influence. Pope Clement VII, caught between the ambitions of Henry and the pressures from Catherine's nephew, Emperor Charles V, refused to grant the annulment, fearing the repercussions of antagonizing the powerful Habsburg ruler. Frustrated by the Pope's refusal and determined to secure his own succession, Henry embarked on a radical course of action to break with the Roman Catholic Church and establish himself as the supreme head of the Church of England. This momentous decision, known as the English Reformation, was driven by a combination of dynastic ambition, religious conviction, and Political expediency. Parliament, increasingly influenced by Henry's will, passed a series of acts that stripped the Pope of his authority in England and declared Henry the supreme head of the Church of England. The dissolution of the monasteries, the seizure of monastic lands and wealth, followed swiftly, further consolidating Henry's power and enriching the royal treasury. In 1536, Henry married Anne Boleyn, a charismatic and ambitious woman who had previously served as lady-in-waiting to Catherine of Aragon. Anne, however, failed to produce a male heir, and Henry, increasingly impatient and disillusioned, accused her of treason and adultery, leading to her execution in 1536. Within months of Anne's execution, Henry married Jane Seymour, who finally provided him with a male heir, Edward, in 1537, fulfilling his long-held desire and ensuring the Tudor dynasty's continuity. Jane Seymour died shortly after Edward's birth, leaving Henry to grieve the loss of his beloved wife and again seek a new queen. He subsequently married Anne of Cleves, a German princess chosen for her political connections, but the marriage was short-lived and annulled due to Henry's lack of physical attraction to her. His sixth and final marriage was to Catherine Parr, a learned and compassionate woman who outlived him and played a crucial role in reconciling him with his daughters, Mary and Elizabeth. Throughout his reign, Henry ruthlessly suppressed dissent and executed those who opposed his policies, including Sir Thomas More, a renowned humanist and former Lord Chancellor. His increasing paranoia and autocratic tendencies led to a climate of fear and repression within the court and throughout the kingdom. In his later years, Henry's health deteriorated, marked by obesity, gout, and various other ailments, reflecting a lifestyle of excess and indulgence. He died on January 28, 1547, at the age of 55, leaving behind a transformed England, religiously, politically, and socially, and a legacy that continues to fascinate and divide historians. The English Reformation fundamentally altered the religious landscape of England, establishing the Church of England as an independent institution separate from Rome. His assertion of royal power and control over the Church had profound implications for the balance of power between the monarchy and Parliament. The dissolution of the monasteries had far-reaching economic and social consequences, redistributing wealth and fundamentally reshaping the landscape of religious institutions. Henry VIII's reign was a period of significant change and upheaval, marking a pivotal moment in English history and solidifying his place as one of the most impactful and controversial monarchs in the nation's past.